Hi, I'm Eddie Bush. Welcome to my Calloused Hands guitar series. Today we're going to talk about a technique that I kind of accidentally found while imitating one of my favorite guitar players, Jeff Beck. And that technique is imitating slide guitar. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's really cool because it really affects your phrasing even if you don't really care about the sound of the slide or whatever. It just is a different approach to maneuvering strings. So for starters, I'm just going to show some basic fundamentals to the idea, and then we'll get into a cool lick that you can try. I really found this idea, like I say, imitating Jeff Beck, who of course really manipulates the string using his tremolo bar and his thumb. And I really wasn't aware at the time that he was using his tremolo bar. But while I was trying to play some of Jeff's lines, I discovered that I could play 5 half steps in 1 fret space, which I thought was pretty cool. What I mean by that is that, well, watch this. So I'm on the 7th fret of the G string, and I'm playing the D note. And what I discovered was, of course, I can play D, and then I can place the string, and then I can place it again, and then again, and finally here. So, 2 whole steps worth of notes. So notice that I'm not bending up to those tones, I'm actually placing the string. Kind of missed that one there. But, you know, when I realized that, wow, I can play that many notes in 1 fret, then I started thinking, well, man, you know, maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's something really cool that I could do. So, then I started kind of messing around with actually playing and bending the string while I was phrasing. So, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the weight of my hand to kind of tug on the G string. And then I'm going to play on top of that bent string. So then I started to mess around with it a little bit more. So I started realizing, wow, that sounds a little bit like a slide. And then I started pretending that I had a slide, you know, with my first finger. Just playing like an A chord form. And then I realized that I could also use like a little D5 form. And then I started realizing that, wait a minute, you know, so I can actually mix the two. Now when I'm actually playing these chords, I'm using my thumb to usually to slide into like the A form. For instance, I use the 5th, and I just add a little vibrato to the chord, so I don't actually add the rest of the chord until I've hit it, and then I take my 2nd finger and get it from the top of the chord. So, and then here it'd be 2 strings. So here I'm sliding into D, which of course is the 4th of A. Now here what I'm doing is sliding in, and instead of doing, you know, this, here I would be playing a D chord, and of of course, then this would be G, so again the fourth, but instead of playing the G5, I'm going to be playing a G6, which is kind of cool. So, and of course another D there. Anyway, so you kind of get the idea of where it's coming from. I typically use my thumb and finger when I do some of this stuff. And, you know, also the lower strings really sound great because they kind of have a certain resonance, you know. Anyway, so let's try a cool lick that you know, encompasses a lot of these different sounds. So the lick is going to look like this. So that's a pretty fun lick. And it's going to start right here in C on the G string, which is the 5th fret of the G string. And I'm going to slide up to D, so a whole step. And then what I'm going to do, and by the way, I'm using my thumb on the G string. And I'm going to use my second finger on the B string. So as soon as I get to that 7th fret, I'm going to take my second finger and I'm going to grab this G note, the 8th fret of the B string. So, and as soon as I get that note, I'm going to slide back to the 6th fret of the B and go right into a bend. And then I'm going to grab this D note, 7th fret of the G. So that little move, sliding and right into a bend, really cool. Alright, here's that A form chord that I spoke of. This time it's going to be an A form D chord, and I'm going to start from the G note of the D string, which is the 5th fret, and then I'm going to slide into the 7th fret. And now I'm going to grab the rest of that D chord. So my thumb is going to be on the D string, and my second finger is going to be on the B string, plucking upward to get the rest of the chord. So a little vibrato there. So. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is go to the 9th fret of the G with my 3rd finger. And I'm going to add my 2nd finger now to the 10th fret of the B string, the A note. So, again. And I'm going to slide it, the whole shape back a half step to the 9th fret. And of course the 10th fret on the G. And then I'm going to slide it right back up. So as I mentioned, this lick is actually being performed right now in D, but it also can be used in every other key. And it starts really out of the A form D chord. So that's where you first really see the D major, and then of course it lands on the D. So, you know, if you wanted to play it in C, then you would just move it back a whole step. And you always will slide into the 4th of whatever the root is first. So. So anyway, it's a really, really cool lick that you can do lots with. Check this out. I'll show you how I can put it into various things. about reconciliation. How you'd love to mend a fence or two. Girl, I know you better. You won't ever stop from bending true. You love to be the center of attention, but say you're always left behind. What was he, plan B? Was I ever on your mind? Weary feet, please don't let me down. Man, there ain't no home left in this house. Say, dust off the walking shoes, a little freedom from these tired blues. Dust off the walking shoes.